Right, and so a very, very good afternoon to everybody here on Thamesit TV this afternoon. We are back once again on Train Simulator. Obviously, this is obviously classic, obviously, as many people probably know. So yeah, this is the original, obviously, Railworks one. For those who have only just joined us, obviously, and have only seen like a couple of videos, obviously this year, welcome. Obviously you might see that there has been a few routes already been done already so far. I'm going to get it off this screen so that people don't get too much by that lighting there. But yeah, so welcome obviously to Train Sim if you have just joined us, and also news obviously for like all those new subscribers who have just joined and subscribed. Yeah, so today's route, we're not going to be in America this time. We are going to be obviously continuing obviously with many routes, obviously, as we have been doing for quite a while now. So yeah, we're going to go back over to high speed again. This time I'm going to be doing something slightly different. We're going to be driving from Ebbsfleet International to St Pancras, and then the return journey in the process. Now, this journey, okay, is obviously on HS1, so I believe, from what I can see, obviously, when I've looked at this before, because I've had a look at it before I did the video, and it looked like the whole section's on HS1 anyway, so we won't have to switch over to the third rail at any, like, literally onto the third rail shoes at any time. So we're going to go and jump straight into this. It reckoned it takes 45 minutes. I don't think it takes any more than like 45 minutes, but you know. So yeah, so guys, basically, if you are interested and want to continue, obviously, if you want me to continue with these streams, please do leave a like in the comments below, and obviously like the video, subscribe if you wish to. Okay, so it looks like we are on the. Okay, so we're on the North Kent platforms. Okay, but yeah, so yeah, if anyone is interested, yeah, please do let me know, because I have this feeling. But yeah, I'm just going to open the doors. AWS just gone off it. We obviously we'll have the AWS obviously when we go onto the TVM signaling, but it's just basically we've had to switch over onto the AC just earlier on. We're not actually on AC. We're not on the DC network now. We're on the AC, so we're actually on the overhead wires. Just making sure everything works. Everything seems to be working. Everything seems to work fine. The doors are open. Yeah, sometimes whenever I do go train spotting, if you're going North London, you're probably better off getting like Southeastern High Speed, because it's a lot quicker. If you are going to like North London, say if you're going to a football match at Tottenham Hotspur, for example, if you're going to Arsenal, or or if you're going north of London, or north of the country, like say to Yorkshire or something, or Leeds, or whatever, you're better off getting high speed because it's quicker. And it's a lot easier as well. I know obviously you do get high prices, but if you get a rail card, it's actually considerably cheaper. So, yeah. But if you are going South London, your best bet is to probably, if you say, for example, you're coming from Kent, a bit like me, obviously, as an example, I'd use high speed. If I'm going North London or wherever it is, I'd use high speed. If I'm going South London, I'm better off using like the normal southeastern routes, or the other thing I'd like to do as well is I like to be really cheeky, and sometimes I like to go on Thameslink as well. This is the whole. I mean, you probably wonder why I call my channel Thameslink. Basically, because when I started doing a lot of train spotting, Thameslink was only like a north-south thing. They never used to go like into Kent much. They only used to go to Sevenoaks, which obviously is in Kent. But the point is, they didn't obviously do many other routes that they do now. They never used to go to Horsham. They never used to go to Littlehampton or anything. It used to just be, I think, Bedford to Brighton, Blackfriars to Sevenoaks, and maybe a couple of other bits in the process. They never really had much else. So that's that's all I'm going to really say, to be honest, guys. Yeah, they've not really had much else. When I have been on Thameslink before. I have been on the core section of Thameslink Free City Thameslink before. But obviously that was, that's not recently. So, but yeah. So, yeah, so I'm hopefully going to go to do some more train spotting at some point in the next few weeks. I didn't go to. I was going to go to London today, and when I decided against it, I just thought to myself, yeah, maybe not today. Um, but it's okay because even if I don't go today, there will be other chances where I probably will go and do some like train spotting of some, like some kind. So. But yeah, so we're gonna go to up to St Pancras and then back again. This is only gonna be, I think, like a 45-minute journey. I think, well, that's what they said it is. Um, if we do have enough time, I will do another route, but obviously it does depend on how much time we do on this one. So I've just realised I'm speeding again, but like. The thing I'm not very happy about, right, it goes from like 65 or whatever it is up to 140, but it doesn't do that until it gets nearly halfway under the Thames. This is the problem I have with train sim sometimes, is that it doesn't always do it. So I like to be really cheeky with the horn. I don't know why. So yeah, um a bit of brief history for those who have only just joined. Bit of brief history obviously on this section. Between There'd never been a rail route, like a high-speed rail route, obviously, between Epsom and St Pancras, obviously, for some time. They only first opened this route in 20, well, basically, literally in 2007. They started running Eurostars, obviously, in St Pancras International. They moved from Waterloo. They did all used to go into London Waterloo, obviously, before. And obviously the only first stop they had pretty much out of Waterloo was Ashford International, obviously, as you know today. Just do that to make sure we are in the clear. But yeah, so yeah, so a lot of people obviously, whenever it is, obviously when they moved over to St Pancras International, they had to blast through pretty much here. Obviously, as you can tell, we've had to go over to the dark crossing approach roads, etc. So um, the point I'm saying is that when they first did this, when they started digging it, they had to construct two tunnels, basically under London, because what happened is it follows pretty much most of like the North London line, from Stratford onwards, into St Pancras. But obviously, as you can tell here, we're going at 140. We're supposed to be going at 140 mile an hour. It doesn't feel like 140. But we are only doing a stream. I mean, like, I'm not doing a different video. So there is another video idea I have got in mind. At some point in future, I might do a few like quiz videos where I basically just quiz myself at stations and that around, well, either around obviously like different counties or something. So like, for example, Essex, if I needed to try and do Essex, or Surrey, or Kent, or even London. I mean, I did a London quiz, I think it was a while back now, and I got all 454 like stations in the London, like on the whole London Rail Services map. So it's very possible, but I've heard people apparently saying they can't get beyond that. So I don't. Yeah, so I'm not too sure what to expect out of that. So. But yes, so yeah, yeah. The other thing I am going to say, I will continue doing these train simulator videos. If people are interested in them, then I'll continue doing them for as long as possible. If people are interested, then I'll still do them. The only thing that obviously will stop me doing them is if people then decide, why don't you do like different videos or something like that, and like. I get it. Sometimes people might say oh, can we have something a little bit different? Oh, can we have like Minecraft or, even City Skylines? I mean, I've got that on my laptop now. But, ideally, what I don't want to do is I don't want to create like this sort of thing where people are not interested, because the whole point of it, this is why I do community engagement where I can, because I do feel like it's better to have community engagement than it is to, you know. I'm just gonna bring the throttle down a minute. Dagenham Dock Sidings to our left here. But yeah, so if anyone is interested in like future videos, then I will do some more. But it, you know, again, I have got to be really careful, obviously, with how many videos I do, because otherwise, if I do too many, then it will just, you know, it will get too boring. So yeah, so at the moment, coming in March, obviously, as you can see in the description below, obviously, of this live stream, I will have a look, more or less at the, yeah, I'm going to have a look more or less, obviously, at the whole thing entirely. I've got to go a little bit slower now, because it looks like it's telling me, yeah, now it's telling me I've got to go 170. I'll go down to 170 as long as it doesn't, yeah. We're still going quite, you know, quite fast actually here, because I think the thing of HS1, right, even though you might be going, you know, all sorts. I mean, what time have we got to be at Stratford? 13:40, and that's 13:40. Yeah, so now we're hitting that signal again. So it's a bit annoying because this, you know, these signals, like the TVM signaling, is really weird here because half the signals aren't showcasing what they should be. Hopefully we won't, you know. Let's see what this one says. Yeah, so it's saying 200 again. So I think we've got a level playing field here, because then we're having to go down to like 200. We're slowing down a little bit, but then it will go down to 170 and then 130. It's still doing it. So yeah, so we're not going to be that far away now from Stratford International. I believe we've got to be there. Yeah, 13:40 is when we're supposed to be there. It's 3.37 miles. But the thing I do worry about is obviously this, because the TVM signaling is not very helpful, particularly on these high speed sections where you know you've got all kinds of problems. So it's telling me to go to 160. Okay, that's fine, but you're then going to tell me to go 100, saying 170 again. I can't believe I'm having to slow right down here. Yeah, so it's saying 130 now, so we need to probably drastically reduce. Stratford is obviously coming up here, but literally it's just trying to get it right, because I believe there's another train in front of us again, probably just happened in the last stream I had last night, and obviously the stream, you know, it does say certain things, and now it says 80. The thing is, we can get it to 80, but the problem I've got is that you then lose a lot of speed on this gradient here, because the problem is, right, this goes uphill a little bit and then it then falls down again. This is why, right, okay, but, you know, I've been to Stratford International before, guys, okay, and it's literally one of the worst for a lot of things. If I'm perfectly honest, I don't really like. The thing that does wind me up about this is obviously all the signalling here, because it looks like it's telling me to go 80. I mean, because the thing is, right, it came up with 3 zeros there. So 3 zeros mean, oh, stop at the station. And I thought, okay, fine. But you got this problem because, you know, you can't obviously, yeah. I think it would be nice, really, if we can actually get the train to stop and then, you know. Come on. Right, okay, so I've just noticed on the bottom here it's 12 coaches, so I think we've got to try and fit, I think, in the whole platform. And the fact we're 2 minutes early really does say a lot, actually, because I thought we were going to be like, you know. There's the 6-car stop, we need the 12-car one. Wherever that may be. What I'll do is I'll slow the train down a minute because I just want to see whereabouts this 12-car stop. Because I don't think I've ever seen the 12-car stop here. And I want to stop at the 12-car stop. I don't really want to stop, you know. Right, so the 12-car stop is roughly there. Oh, I see. Right, so everywhere else are open, but the... So why is the 12-car stop so far down then? Southeastern, you've got a lot to explain for this. What's the point of having, like, okay, look, you've got a 12-car stop here, right? This is where the 12-car train stops, but then the doors don't open. How far do the doors even open? That's what I want to know. Unless the doors don't open at all. I mean, like, that's, you know, that's fair enough. I mean, if the doors don't open, fine, but like, don't put it there. There's no point having it there if the doors are not going to be able to open. I don't know who owns HS1 now, but if anyone from HS1 is watching this video, please tell me why the 12-car stop is there, and then, you know, you can't open the doors unless it's a Dovetail game thing, because obviously they're the ones who make the game. But the point is, why is the 12-car stop much further down than it should be? Because I think I've been on a 12-car Javelin before, and I've never seen it stop that far down. Never. So I kind of want to know why, in fact, you know, why that's actually in existence. Then again, I'm not, you know, I'm not someone who, you know, knows a lot of this stuff, so I'm hopefully going to think that hopefully we'll be able to get up to a decent speed. Here we go. Right, so we'll whack the accelerator on a bit now. Obviously here in the moment it's 1550. No, it's not 1550. It's 1351. It's 1341 according to the stream. But the point is, I mean, like, you know, I would like to do it in real time, but I think it's probably a bit difficult because you have got to try and then, you know, you got to try and time it right, because I think there's obviously certain, you know, minutes are not a problem, hours are not a problem, it's seconds you've got to really try and watch, because like the second mark obviously depends obviously when it starts and finishes. So but yeah, so yeah, it's mid-afternoon here in the UK right now, and obviously, as you guys have seen now for the last few times, yeah, I mean, I'm going to continue, as I have been saying, I will continue to do these streams if people are obviously interested, because, you know, if you are interested, then I'll do it. The only thing, obviously, that will prevent me from doing it, as I said earlier, then, you know, I won't do anymore. But, you know, at the moment, I'm getting a lot of views for this, so it's not been too bad. Although, you know, most of the time, most people obviously have been watching this, and they've probably only seen, like, what, one bit. Now I've got to reduce my speed again, because someone's in front of us. The only reason why I'm having to press that is to drive a vigilant device, as I said yesterday. So, if I do that, then at least then, the cab or whatever it is will then know what's in front, and, The thing I do get a little bit concerned about this, right, it's saying it's flashing 200, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, it's saying 170, so there's obviously something. Oh, hang on, no, there's a 40 limit, that's why. So, yeah, so we're flashing, yeah, now we're going down to 130. I thought we were just about getting going, but no. It looks like it's foiled us again. And obviously we're going to be coming out the tunnel in a minute. Yeah, we've got buffer stops. So we're being routed into platform 13 to the doors. It'll be very, very slow here because I don't want it to be too slow. So yeah, so now we're into King's Cross Railway Land. We're on a green signal still, and obviously we have moved obviously from, it looks like TVM signalling, I'd imagine. I'm just gonna do what I usually do on like high speed anyway, because the point of HS1, I mean, in this scenario here, we've now got to go back again we've got to go back to Stratford, and then we've then got to terminate Ebbsfleet again. So I think the fun thing about this will be what we do. And obviously this is a yellow signal, so yeah, so because we've got 12 coaches, we might have to stop quite far down anyway, obviously when we get to St Pancras International. When I have been watching these, when I have been on HS1, obviously, as I said earlier, when I last went on HS1, when I think it was like a decade ago now, they did used to have announcements, where obviously because I think it was like 2010, because obviously the service started in 2009, like high speed, and I think I vaguely remember I did used to watch, just get it down to a certain speed. Probably just got to get most of the carriages in the platform, so I imagine we'll probably have to stop at this. I think it's a yes stop. Could always stop before then, but yeah. So yeah, with high speed, obviously if you look here, I was supposed to arrive here, and then yeah, so we've arrived at St Pancras International. I'm now going to turn the lights round. So we now face the other way. And then switch round. So yeah, I'm not going to turn the train around yet because actually, anyway, I've got to put it in the reverse position. Hang on. Yeah, I'm not too quite sure, obviously, how this all works. So right, the doors are closed. And we're off once again. So yeah, so that was a quick turnaround, obviously, at St Pancras International, and yeah, we're now going to make our way back to Ebbsfleet. So we'll go back to Ebbsfleet now, and then yeah, I mean, hopefully by then that's another scenario completed. I mean, the other short one I was going to do was that other one, that 4661. If I have enough time by the end of this, then I will do that. So obviously as an additional extra. So I mean, with that, that might be the whole pack completed and pretty much done. I mean, I can then work on maybe doing London to Brighton at some point. So yeah, the London to Brighton one's going to be interesting because the way it's going to work. So yeah, so we've done that now. So we've gone from Ebbsfleet, gone to Stratford, gone to St Pancras. Now we're going back to Stratford. 13:53. That's going to be really, really tight. That is. So we might have to get a little bit of a move on. But yeah, so yeah, with HS1, obviously, you know, it's been quite a while now. We're in 2023. It's been like 14 years since they've started running high speed. And oh yeah, we're speeding. Damn it. We're not speeding much now. Problem is, I think because I went a bit too quick, I probably should have left it on P1. Yeah, if I leave it on P1 for a minute, activate that, and then shuts that signal off, we're onto the TVM signalling again. Right, here we go, let's go through it again then. But yeah, so yeah, with the TVM signalling, they have like these little flags. I'll have to show you guys in a minute, but there's like little flags, like pointy flags, and obviously with that, it's basically, I think that they're supposed to be the signal because you're going over, I think it's like 90 or 100 mile an hour. You have to have these flags to make sure, because obviously Eurostars also use them as well. They use them on the LVG. I think it's LVG in order whatever it's LG, you know, LVG, something, I don't know what it is. They use it on the Nord route in front, and a lot of TVG units like the TVG ICs and all that, like pretty much European ones, they all use the same system. And when they started running Southeastern High Speed Service in 2009, they had to have trains that could be compatible with obviously the new system, because none of the Electrostars networkers and all them had any signalling system like this. So in the end, they faced a little bit of like pretty much a dilemma because they weren't able to operate a proper way of doing it. So they had to ensure that there was enough to do it. So yeah, you can see there that we're going back down to 200 again. So I think there is another train in front of us, unless the signalling system is playing, like it's playing up or something like that. TVM signalling's not, I mean, it is quite reliable. It's like one of the most reliable things you can have because the signalling is actually in the cab. But the problem with a lot of signalling systems, they're not very good when it comes to doing things. When you look at like modern day signalling techniques and all that, they're not 100%, and I believe this has been a case now for probably quite some time. I'm going to go down to max now because it looks like we're going to be hitting 160. We were supposed to be at Stratford International right a minute ago, and the only reason why we've had to slow down is because obviously it keeps going beep. And the only reason why I keep going beep is because the TVM signaling is telling us to slow down, because it seems like it's saying 160 now, which I can kind of get, but we're not even at Stratford yet, so like, you know, it's very, very annoying. I think the thing that does wind me up obviously with this is that the signalling system does not realise I'm right here. As you can see here, look, this is in miles an hour, okay, and this is in kilometres an hour. So we can hit 100 as soon as we get here, but then it'll probably say like 80 or something. Yeah. I'm not going to stop right down the end this time because I think there's obviously something in the signalling system that seems to prevent that. So what I am going to do is I'm going to be very, very cheeky and try and stop somewhere not far from the escalators. So I'll stop where this sign is actually. Open the doors. Yes, I know we're a minute late, guys, but sadly we've got, you know, ain't really got much of a choice. Yeah, now the rear doors seem to open, so I don't know why it's telling me to, you know, almost like go all the way down. It's a bit weird, actually. It wants me to go all the way down there. I mean, you know, I don't know. It's just strange. Oh, you know, do you see the underside of the train? Oh, okay. Anyway, that's not the important thing. The important thing really is obviously we've got to get to FC International. I mean, that'll then hopefully finish the scenario of this one. Are the doors closed? The doors are now closed. Sorry if I keep doing that, guys. I'm just trying to make sure the vigilant device isn't going to set off because that has happened already today. It happened, I think it was like last night when I went to on the, I think it was London Gillingham, but it was supposed to be Faversham, but because obviously it was snow, it was basically the snowy scene, and I spadded last night. I went past red signal near Higham, so this time, yeah, I'm gonna try and make sure I don't have a spad of any kind, because if I spad again, that's going to be the end of the game again. So that's a new rule I've come up with a little bit now, guys, because recently I've not been really happy with the way obviously the games, like you know, I've not been happy with the way the games have been working. Minecraft's been fine, and obviously this has been fine. City Skyline seems to be the big problem, so I don't know what I've done to it, but you know me, I'm not, you know. Right, we'll go up again. Hopefully we won't, you know, we won't get caught again by the signalling system. If we do, then yeah, I'm just going to be really annoyed. But yeah, yeah. So at St Pancras International, I think it's supposed to fit like 15 coaches or something like that. Something like that. But for some reason, when you get to Stratford, it seems like it's longer. I mean, at Epsom, problem is, I don't know what it's like. I think I've been to Epsom before, and I might have done. I've not seen a 12-car stop at Epsom. The only time I saw it was in the last stream, and I've not seen it in like real life. So I don't know if it's like it's been removed or something. Because they probably, to be honest, they don't really run 12-car trains on the North Kent line anyway. When I've looked at the service patterns before, I don't think they've ever done it. So, although they might have done once, but I think, you know, it depends, because I think it depends on how long the platforms are. So Yeah. We are passing each flag. These signals here are basically where these flags are. I'll show you these flags a bit later on when we get there. It looks like we're doing all right so far. The only thing that is affecting us probably will be if it goes beep again. So watch in a minute. So we've got like 0.5. Ready? Not obviously that one. I think it's usually around here is when it starts going beep, because it obviously seems to think that there's another train, but I don't think there is another train in front. I don't think there is anyway. And it, you know, again, the thing is, if there is, then I wish they actually just had it on the screen so then I can actually tell whereabouts it is. I know they have got this thing here where I can then go up obviously into the air, but I'm not going to do that today. That's just going to take too much time. We're up to 125. It said 225 obviously in the cab. Hopefully, if we can get to at least 140 today, I think we've already done that once now. Just gonna start easing off the accelerator a little bit so then we can start like being careful. I'm gonna have to have another drink in a minute, guys, and once I've got to Epsom International, then I might probably go and pop and have another drink a minute, and then I'm going to be back to then do the Sheerness to Sittingbourne one. Yeah, my throat's not been 100% so far, guys. It's been absolutely awful for the last few weeks. I don't know what's happened, but, you know. But yeah, so I'm hoping to go on this line again at some point. I don't know when, but at some point in the future, I will try and go on this line again. It's mostly for me. It's about route knowledge. A lot of the time, route knowledge does get, you know. So. Yeah, so what I mean by these flags, right? These signals here. All right, actually, I'll show you on route. So you see, obviously, as you approach, you got one on that side, right? And then you got one here. These are like blue backgrounds, but with yellow like triangles, like flags. And they're basically what these signals are. If anyone's not obviously seen TVM signalling, now you obviously know what they are. Basically, it is in-cab signalling, and obviously it's then denoted by the flags, obviously, on the side of the track. So, because easily, right, you can see the flags easily anyway. So, it's not like it's not, you know, a feature or whatever it is. So, but yeah, so that's what TVM signalling is. I did a scenario on that, I think, a couple of times now, so I could obviously learn myself how to operate it, but it is very difficult. With TVM signalling, you have to be pretty much concentrating very much on the dashboard as well as in front of you, because you've got to then see two things at once. You've got to then see if the speed's going to go down, or is it going to go up, or is it, you know, if there's something in front, then you've got to emergency brake. So, you know, it's very much, you know, it's quite a feat, really, if you say, because, you know, a lot of high-speed drivers, particularly on HS1, some of them I do find on Twitter sometimes, when I have been seeing a few tweets and that, and some drivers, obviously, they have literally no clue how to operate TVM signalling, so, but most drivers, obviously, in HS1, they actually seem to understand it quite well. So it's not too bad. The A13 just comes straight over us again. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing for the next video of any like kind. I'm hopefully going to try and do some more like live streams like this, but it is obviously dependent obviously on you guys. I'm going to leave it up to you guys again. Now, I'm not too sure what this is about, but this is obviously something to do with like the finger gradient or something. Because I think if you turn it over to the right or whatever it is, or left or whatever it is, then it seems to go all over the shot, so I don't know what that's all about. But it doesn't matter anyway. The point is, we are still cruising along 136, 135 mile an hour. and we're slowly about. I think it's just next signal is going to start going bleep. I think it probably will. Yeah. So that then obviously gives an indicator that you're about to approach the next station. To me, it's probably the easiest. I mean, yeah, in the background, QE2 bridge now. Obviously out that window. I am now going to slowly reduce my speed for the entry point into the tunnel, Thames Tunnel. Yeah, the brakes on these is going to be fantastic. Hopefully it won't say 130 again, it's going to be annoying. Here we go. 170, that's not bad. It'll be 130 in a minute. So I'll keep the brakes on for now. It'll be 130 probably, or 100, possibly 100. Yeah, it's 100. But luckily we are going down that route anyway, so it's not like it's a huge issue. Obviously as we go uphill, and obviously we're going to have to obviously have some sort of speed reduction anyway, so... But, you know, so yeah, yeah, we're just about to approach Ebbsfleet International. We're going to be back to obviously where we started, obviously at the start of the stream. So yeah. So yeah, now it says 100 only. But yeah. Next rank, I think it'll probably say 80. For the next one. Usually when I have been obviously looking at this, then usually it's like 80 or 100, so... But yeah, so yeah, so that's where obviously this scenario obviously finishes. It finishes at obviously. I'm sorry if there is a bit of a like some sort of graphic issue up here, but you know, sadly I can't do much about it. I think it's probably something to do with the stream because obviously it's all realistic and that, so... Should say 80. Yep. The thing that does worry me about platform 6 is obviously I'm not too sure how long it is, but you know, I'm going to try and fit it in the platform where I can. I'm going to try and get it in the near middle, because obviously that rear carriage is still not in the platform. And we'll do it like that then. So yeah, yeah, this is what I mean by the flags. I didn't want to crash into that. So yeah, so I just thought I'd do a quick screenshot of that. Driver, you completed this. Timeless as penalty? You what? Mate, I couldn't do much about that. You literally, right, oh my god, it's just given me a penalty. Not even got very far. We've not even got to start. What? No. No, 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 no. Hang on a minute. Oh, okay. So we just get a tick. Oh, okay. So we just get a tick anyway. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. So we're gonna go on to 466 in a minute. We have got obviously 15 minutes. He said it's 25 minutes according to that, but to be honest, it'll probably be. I am gonna go and get a quick drink, guys. So I'll be back in just a minute. If I can work it out to do the test card, obviously on here. We probably ain't even got a test card. No, okay. Yeah, so I will be back in just a minute, but we will obviously then be going on to this one, so just give me 1 second. Okay, guys, I am back. I've decided to go and get myself some Fanta Lemon. I just thought, well, you know, I've done quite a bit of streaming, so I will have a Fanta Lemon, like can, hopefully. So I've opened the can up, so I've got something now, and we're now going to do this scenario, Sheerness to Sittingbourne. So yeah, for those obviously still watching, if you have made it this far, congratulations. I am sorry if I am boring you, but you know, I would like to do other routes. I'd like to do some like northern routes. You know, I'm not going to do politics, but I'm not doing leveling up. This is like leveling down. But yeah. So yeah, so now we're going to be driving the 932 Sheerness to Sittingbourne service using a train that isn't even allowed to. Yeah. So yeah. So here we go. So get ourselves familiar. It's snowfall. I will open the doors quickly. Yeah, so that's the new driver's vigilant device, obviously, in this one. So I knew they had something, but yeah, I didn't realise it didn't have. Okay, this is a weird station. Door's gonna close. Please close. Come on. Thank you. Right, and we are ready to depart. So here we go. Thing is, I do get a little bit scared, obviously, of these sort of trains because these trains go so quick that you might end up obviously with wheel spin. I'll just put the wipers on, just so we can see whereabouts we are. But yeah, so more of the story. Yeah, so we are on the Isle of Sheppey, obviously, for this one. This is just like a short trip, obviously, to Seatonbourne, obviously, so I can tick off another stream. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much for the majority of the next few streams I'll do, there will be a chance for people on the live to let me know what type, what kind of stream you want me to do, and I will, I will then do it for you. It might even be a recorded video. I am hoping at some point to maybe stream on Twitch. If I can get on Twitch, then I will obviously stream on there soon. YouTube is pretty much the only place really I can do streaming at the moment. I am going to get onto Twitch maybe at some point in the future. Not right now. It's not a priority right now, but it's something I will do eventually when I get to it. So it might probably attract more people as well from that one as well. So, so yeah. So welcome aboard the Southeastern Service to Sittingbourne, calling at Queenborough, Swale, Kemsley, and Sittingbourne. And I need to sort my slipper out because it's just basically just yeah. So yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, so welcome obviously aboard the service. It is snowing in this one. It's not, sadly, obviously, you know, basically, right, whenever I do these streams, right, it's snowing obviously in the stream, but when I look outside, it's cloudy and sunny. So it's not fantastic, if I'm brutally honest. So yeah, so our timetable will be at Queenborough 9:37. That I think we probably can complete. So it won't take too long. I mean, like this stream won't take that long. It looks like we've got to be really tight to the timetable though, so I'm gonna have to be really careful. But it's okay. We've got time to kill. We've got some time obviously to do this. Yeah. So for those obviously who have just joined the stream for this afternoon, I was due to go to London and do some train spotting videos for you guys, but I didn't go to London in the end. Instead, what I've decided to do was, yeah, I decided to just stay at home today, chill out, you know, the usual. So I kind of didn't want to get freezing cold, if you know what I mean. I was going to go to the London Transport Museum, but yeah, again, it's like I said, I didn't really want to be freezing cold, obviously, you know, and also going on the tube as well, because probably the tube gets really hot this time of year. It's the same in the summer as well. They get really hot in the summer as well, so you do have to be very, very careful really with what you do, and especially with someone like me who has anxiety now. So yeah, so arriving in Queenborough, platform one being, yeah. I'm gonna try not to slow down too much because the brakes on this thing is very, very, it's too quick. The brakes on this, right, are too quick. So bling. Okay, and now we can activate the brakes because we are now actually in the station. So yeah, I don't think it really matters where we stop, just as long as people obviously get on and off the train. So we've actually arrived on time for that one. Swale is 9:42. We'll be departing in a minute. So yeah, we're not doing too bad. I don't know why, guys, but ever since I started doing the stream this morning, and I also went on Minecraft earlier this morning, do some like city building and all that. All day, right, in my house, there has been a smell of cheese on toast, and the thing is, I love cheese on toast, but the problem is, I don't know where it's coming from, so I don't know where the smell of cheese and toast is coming from, because we've not had any in the, you know. Doors are closed. Let's go. Now, I've got to be aware, because this is going to be a 15 limit in a minute, so I can't go that quick. I'll go at 15 in a minute. Yeah, so if we do it like that, then it works. I think it would be nice if we can actually just get onto the single line section and then go up to at least 35, and then, yeah, and then we'll go across to Swale. Oh, sorry, Kings Ferry Bridge, Southall, sorry. Anyway, yeah, so I was having a bit of a mini, like, history moment there. Yeah, the original name for Swale was actually Kings Ferry Bridge, Southall. It was like, you know, there was a north one as well. Because what happened was the bridge, has been closed on many occasions when there has been certain things. Obviously, because it's a lifting bridge as well. The new lifting bridge didn't come into force until 19 60. So yeah, so it's been a bit of fun and games, but you know me, guys. I will just So yeah, so I'm hopefully we'll end our day at Sittingbourne, obviously, for our journey. I'm not going to be able to go that fast because we've got another signal coming up. So next station of Swale coming up. I'll probably have another drink break at Swale. Just like a quick one. I'm not going to have like, you know. As soon as that hits like 30, I will then put the brakes on because it's already starting to slow down anyway. So then again, we are going uphill. We're going onto the bridge, so you know. I find it funny actually, right? Because whenever I do these live streams now, it doesn't actually tell me what. I mean, it's quite funny because it doesn't tell you what the age range is for a lot of them, which I think okay, that's fair enough. But like, I kind of want to know what the age range is really for this because obviously I don't know who actually watches this, but I only do it anyway purely because why not? And best of all, it's free. Like literally, you don't have to pay to watch this. So like, you know, literally, I'm doing this out of my own time. So speed up a little bit for some reason. I don't know why it's slowed down all of a sudden. Then, mind you, I must admit we are going up hills. That's why we're not even expected in for another 30 seconds, and the station's literally the other side of the bridge. So you know, tell you what, I'll do a photo opportunity. And then straight into the station. So yeah. You know what? I'm going to be quite nice. I'm actually going to stop a little bit closer to the exit. I am not nasty. I don't want people getting cold, like literally. You don't want to get cold. So yeah, so we've arrived on time. Going to be departing on time. We've got 4 minutes. The thing is, the only reason why I do like all these like different like screenshots and that is mainly because it's quite nice to just have like a simple, you know. Right, that's the doors. And we're away again, so you know, basically, guys, it is very. I'm not going to walk on that platform. Nah. Nah, I'm not going to walk on the platform. I'm not going to be really naughty. So, it's a very, very snowy one. So, I'm not entirely sure why we've got a snow one. And it's not even snowing in real life. So yeah. Going up 75 mile an hour now. So we'll let it climb. Let's go. Yeah, so we've got another line coming in here. I believe this is from Rhythm Dock, I think, from what I read in the history book. So I think that line goes off there. It's an unusual line, because obviously it does usually serve like freight and that. It's usually serving like paper mills and that. The thing is, I think I read some of the history about Sittingbourne. Apparently, a lot of it used to all be like paper mills and that. It used to be quite industrial in the area. It used to be a paper mill for pretty much most of the like the country. and it wasn't until I'd like to say probably the 1960s. A lot, 1950s, 60s was quite a turbulent time for a lot of these companies because the paper mill itself. When I last looked at the history, the paper mills don't actually exist much now. They are very rare to come by, but I believe it's a Sittingbourne and Kemsley light railway now preserves a section of narrow gauge line, which which is quite good. So obviously I think that's some of the history behind it, and obviously this branch line obviously still, it's only having like every half an hour services. When I last looked at the timetable for this, they might have changed it since, but so yeah, so we're now going to be approaching Kemsley. As soon as it goes to like 25 to 30, I think it's like miles or something like that, meters, might be meters. The thing is, the station's right there, so like it's not like it's, so I'm just going to go down to 35 anyway. I think we're due to be here at 9:45. We're like 30 seconds from that, and we're still on time, so pending everything going fine, this might actually be quite a good on time for once. We might actually be on time, so I hope. Stop where this woman is standing. Yeah, see, look, she's just got to turn around because obviously the train's right there. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, this is Kemsley. Kemsley seems to be this weird station. A lot of people seem to call it Kemsing, which is on the Maidstone East line. And the Maidstone East line is an absolute pain because they were due to run, I think it was Thameslink services on the Maidstone East line, and they never went ahead with it. So I don't know what's happened there, but you know, just doing that to make sure everything's fine, because probably can't hear the driver's vigilant device obviously outside, and can't even hear the AWS either. Right, let's. Oh no, okay. We'll do it again then. Surprisingly, obviously we departed at like I think nearly 10 seconds early. We've now got to get to the Sittingbourne platform 3, the bay platform, in 5 minutes, which is not a problem. Don't know why the network seems to have some sort of violin going on here, either a violin or an orchestra type thing here. So I believe it's a violin, but it seems like it's going whatever it is. It sounds like some sort of violin. So whenever I get on the network now, it's basically violins. So I don't know why that is. Just don't even question why. Literally, I'm just curious myself as to why there are violins. It was quite funny because one of the moderators on the Minecraft server I play on, they played a violin. So I think it's violin or viola. It's a viola, I think. But yeah, so the funny thing was, I'm just gonna take it up to 40 and I'll just drop it really sudden. But yes, so the problem we had was that the violas or violins or whatever it is, we have someone on the server that does like violins or like almost like violin type things. I think they play the violin. And it was funny because we always kept saying like, oh, violins, violins and that, and then they would tell us off for it because it's not a violin, it was a viola. So I thought to myself, Leviosa, but it's not Leviosa, it's basically violins. So Yeah, so we're now going round the curves. You know, you can hear that. Literally, you can actually hear that. That is basically the. It's basically violin to that point. So, you know, the AWS just gone off. It's gone off again. I think it goes off twice because I think because you're entering the running line. Um, yeah. There you go. Have some more violins. Literally, right. I'm just gonna call it that from now on. I don't know why I'm calling it that, but that's the way it is. So if we get another AWS in a minute, and we've got 15 limit coming up, so we can't really go that quick. Yeah. So so the way I think it actually does work. Um, yeah. So you guys probably think, okay, so we're now going into platform 3. We are on time, so it's not too bad. This might be probably the first time I've done a stream that's actually been on time, because I don't think I've ever done an on time one. So every time I've done it, it's always been like a minute late or 2 minutes late. This time I've done it on time, and it's actually been quite, yeah. I have never had to do that in my life, ever. So yeah, so I'm going to be a little bit cheeky here. I'm just going to, yeah, I'm just going to put this under here. Open the doors. Turn the wipers off. We probably won't need it now. So yeah, welcome to Sittingbourne. So another screenshot one. And yeah, so it's 14:40 here, guys. So it is getting on for nearly 3 o'clock, and that will be the end of the stream today. You've completed this scenario and given plenty of time for passengers to carry on towards Faversham today, with the next service arriving in a couple of minutes. Lovely jubbly. So yeah, so I have unlocked. I actually got gold star for that. That's like that is rare. So yeah, so I've managed to do that. Senior driver, according to that, unlocked the achievement for that. And if I go back on here now, yeah, all of them have been completed from that scenario. So literally now, yeah, so the only gold one I got is there. Chatham Main and Medway Valley. There are some freight ones I want to do, but I think we're going to probably leave that to another day. So yeah, thank you very, very much, obviously, for joining. So I'm going to go off now and have a nice. I might actually go and have a cup of tea. So yeah, have a have a nice day, everybody, and I'll be doing some more, hopefully, another time. So yeah, see you all a bit later on.